Your concentrate setup, your oil setup, your 710 setup, whatever your setup is for dabbing is holding you back, and I'm here to help. Because look, sometimes we as people, we're resistant to new technology, new techniques, new information that would help us do things better. Because you know what? I already know what I'm doing. I don't need any help, but I'm here to help anyways. This is something that I talk about all the time on my live streams. We're always dabbing, getting lit. Stop by and get lit with us 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Live on Twitch and Rumble every night. I'm probably getting lit right now. Where are you at? And look, I'm also giving away one of the best dab setups that you can get in a Rumble video. Ends at the end of this month. Check the link in the description for the giveaway. Now, the reason you want to try to improve your dab setup is you just get more out of it. You just get more hits per gram that you buy, per whatever container you get better hits, you get more flavor, you get higher and you get higher more times when you have a better setup. It's as simple as that. And look, there's a lot of good setups out there. There's no one setup. It's not, oh, I just need a puff coat and that's the only thing I ever need. For some people it is, but there's tons of setups out there that work. Now, I gotta say, if you're, to this day, every dab you do is out of a vape pen, that's like the worst setup for dabbing. Just get any other setup and you're already on your way to improving. But also, if you're still using something like a nectar collector, a honey straw, a dab straw, I firmly believe that those are just wax wasters. They're like fundamentally incorrect for how you want to hit your concentrate. They don't provide enough surface area for your concentrate to vaporize. They don't give you enough time to actually hit it. And a lot of them just suck the wax up in and they get full of reclaim. And if they don't do that, you're probably hitting it like borderline glowy red hot to not waste your wax. They're terrible. Even the electric ones are bad. If you're using a dab straw or a honey straw, a nectar collector, look into a banger. Look into any other electronic device just about. I have plenty of content on stuff you can jump to immediately. But a dab straw is a great example of something that's just holding anybody back. It was one of my first setups, and I have a billion dabs through a straw. Like, I swear I've done so many. And then eventually I started trying out new things. I was locked in on the straw. Oh, it gets me high. I love to use it. It's so easy, blah, 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 blah. But sometimes we get locked into the routine. We don't realize we're just doing it poorly. We're inefficient with our concentrate. We're wasting wax. We have to do a glowy almost anytime we want to get a good hit. So look, just be open to other ideas. And I'm not saying you jump to any old quartz banger and that's going to solve all your problems, because not every quartz banger is good. Like, there's plenty of bad ones out there. I've used some that are just, they're thin, they don't hold heat, they heat up really quick, or they get too hot too quick if you're trying to do like a cold start or something. Which, if you don't know about cold starts, I got enough videos, go check them out. But some nails, they're not perfect. They don't hold the heat well enough. They're not gonna hold the heat long enough for you to effectively vaporize all your concentrate. So you might need to reheat it. I used a banger a while ago that if I put a small glob, any hit I had to do, it had to be at least 2 or 3 torch sessions. And it was just because the banger was no good. So if you're constantly having to reheat your banger, you're constantly chazzing it, you just can't get the torching right, it might be the banger. Try some different ones out. Try a bigger one out. Try a smaller one out. Now, I would say the best hits you can get are going to involve like a quartz banger or slurper and a glass rig. But that doesn't mean any quartz banger or slurper and any glass rig. There's plenty of rigs out there that are terrible for dabbing. Some things have way too much airflow. They're way too big for concentrate hits. Just because you go to the store and you say, hey, I want a dab rig, and they say, hey, get this, doesn't mean that it's good. Most of the stuff in the head shops is designed and made by somebody who will never even have any idea how it works. They just made stuff based off of a design they saw. A lot of these devices never get tested. A lot of these glass pieces, they saw something and they're like, make as many of that as you can. Now, a terp slurper is good. I like slurpers, but I think that they're for bigger hits. And if you're using a terp slurper and you're doing like a bunch of dabs a day, you're trying to do a bunch of small ones, that could be holding you back from like a time standpoint. Like a slurper, you got to do just a little bit more maintenance than other types of nails. You got to make sure you keep it clean. You got to make sure you get that temperature just right. And on a lot of slurper setups, you just spend more time doing the hit. So it's more optimized for doing like a large hit, right? If I'm busting out the slurper, I'm probably doing like a huge hit. I've talked to plenty of people through my Twitch streams, through my other content, that were using slurpers, and they're like, dude, I saw your video on cold starts and I grabbed a banger, and bro, I'm never using that slurper again. That thing was a lot of work. So just be open to something else. Oh no, I have a slurper. I have the best thing I need. It might not be the best for you or the way that you sesh or how you get high. Now, if you're using some old school, like a titanium nail or a ceramic nail, maybe consider getting a quartz banger. Some of those things work in certain instances, like if you have an e-nail, maybe it's a little bit easier. But I don't think that e-nails are that great for dabbing. I think an e-nail is holding you back from some of the best hits. There's good e-nails out there, but a lot of the stuff that I was using years ago where it's an attached coil to a nail, a little domeless titanium, those aren't good setups, I don't think. You're not getting the best or the most out of your concentrate. Now, I wouldn't go get like a ceramic nail, but like something like a Puffco chamber where it's a ceramic chamber. That's doing a great job. That's technology designed to do the dab that works better with ceramic. I would say that's an exception, but don't just go get like a ceramic nail for your rig. Like that's probably not gonna give you the best hits. I've used them in the past, but I'm probably never gonna use them again. Not many people are even making them anymore. Now, also, I gotta say that torches can hold you back. You can just have a bad torch. Sometimes I've seen people try to dab and their torch is too small. You gotta sit there forever and torch it. You're for like 2 minutes to barely get enough heat in your nail. If you don't have a torch adequate for the job, you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your butane. And a lot of those cheapo torches, they just break. They're quick little, oh, this is gonna work for 1 or 2 times. And then a week later, I need another lighter to light the flame of the torch. If you're using like a cheapo gas station torch, or if every 3 weeks you just keep buying a new like $10 torch, maybe spend a little bit more, or, you know, look at electronic devices like a Puffco and you'll never need a torch again. Now, I do torchless stuff. I use coils. All of my cordless ball vapes, I can take the flower hammer off and put a quartz banger on there and get like a perfectly heated dab. I don't need to worry about using a thermometer or worrying about timers or anything like that. Like they used to sell like timers. Oh, you torch your nail and then you hit start on the timer and then it's gonna tell you when it's hot enough. Sure, a timer could help, but like the thermometers are where it's at. Turpometer, dab right, those kind of things work pretty well. But again, I like electronic devices that are just, it's gonna do the whole hit for me at the same cost as like a dab right. Or like a cold start, bro. Cold starts it's so good, bro. It's so good. Once you get into doing a cold start on a banger, it's like some of the best hits you'll get. It's so easy. For somebody using a torch and a banger setup, like, Brett, all you need is to know how to do a good cold start. Now, I gotta try to break down every aspect of this because, like, I've used bad versions of everything. There's so many pieces that go into, like, a concentrate hit, like, all the way down to the tool. Like, if you're not using the right dab tool, you're probably not able to effectively scoop the correct dose for yourself. Like, if you just got any old dab tool, like, one thing that I don't like is heady dab tools that are made out of glass. They're cool to look at, but then when you try to actually scoop your concentrate with it, you're like, man, I don't have any precision with this thing. I got nothing. I will say there's a couple of heady ones that I got a little precision with, but on average, it just gives me the overall point that some of these devices come with a terrible tool that I'm never gonna scoop like a really good hit in there. So there's a few tools that I recommend, like the Skill Tools Flexi. This little guy right here is the best tool. I would mention the hit sticks, but I think they're out of stock and people will get mad at me. But think about every aspect of what you're using for your concentrate hit. I'm telling you, there's something you can look at to improve it. You don't gotta go out and buy stuff. You might already have it. Try something else. Try something different. Mix it around. Even like the carb cap, right? You got a good quartz banger. Make sure you got the right carb cap. I can't tell you how many carb caps I have that they're trash. They suck. I was using some the other night on my streams and I kept trying to find one for this banger that I was using. I went to like 4 caps before I found one that worked well. Just because you have a cap and a banger doesn't mean that they're the ultimate combo and that they go together. There's plenty of people that just their carb cap, bro. Just their carb cap doesn't make the right seal. It doesn't have the right airflow in it. It's not properly carbing their concentrate hit. There's some people that could improve their whole concentrate game just by swapping out that carb cap. I'm telling you, there's a lot of moving parts when you do a hit. This is why I like the electronic devices. It's an all-in-one and it's gonna do it for me. But I still tinker with all the other stuff. I still have glass, I still have quartz, I still have torches, I still have electronic things that are gonna heat my banger for me. So hopefully this video helps you just take a step back. Look at your setup. Are you doing everything in the most efficient way, in the best way? Because once you get a really good setup, you start getting the most out of your wax. You're spending less on wax, or you're spending the same amount and you're just enjoying it way more. You're getting bigger hits, better hits, more hits. Bro, there's some people out there just blasting through a gram of concentrate with their honey straw nectar collector. They go through a gram so quick that they're like, I don't know about dabs, man. I don't know, bro. Every time I buy a gram, it's done in like 5 hits, and they're not very good. So hopefully this video helps somebody to take a step back, look at their dabbing setup, and see if there's any room for improvement. And look, once you improve it, Come let me know. Stop by the live streams. We're live on Twitch and Rumble, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Where are you at? We're getting absolutely blazed right now. Have a lit day, my dudes.